Okay, so if you've been working with Bitwig for a while now, you've probably noticed that there are some issues with bouncing in place and routing and different solutions for bouncing. So basically bouncing can kind of mess up your routing. If you, for example, let's just start with this here. If you want to bounce this and bounce it like this in place, because I don't know, you're sending it to this reverb here. I'm just gonna make some dodgy examples here. You're sending this to this reverb here. You can of course bounce this in place, but then you've got the issue that, well, this bit of the effects is all applied. This bit here after the instrument isn't. So basically you could just bounce this normally, but then you've got the issue that this isn't sent to the reverb, so you'd have to reconstruct this. So there are a couple workarounds around this. For example, this becomes especially problematic if you've got something. I don't have anything here really. I'm just gonna make, like, I don't know, a hi-hat loop. And let's just say, pretend I'd, let's get this here, join this, and maybe just add a high-pass filter. If you listen to this, now if I bounce this in place, you will be able to notice that it doesn't bounce this filter, which is really annoying, because to bounce this filter you have to bounce to another track, and then as you can hear, the filter is applied. Or what you have to do is you have to like group this here and then bounce this group. But once again, if you now want to deactivate this DS head, you've no longer got reverb. So the first and maybe most straightforward, but also a little weird workaround for this, is you take a polygrid, which is an instrument. So it's going to factor this in for bounce in place. And I've just got audio in, audio out in here. And now if I bounce this in place and deactivate this here, you can hear it applied all the effects in here. This is sometimes a little buggy, I haven't quite figured out why, but the advantage of this is, of course, this is now routed to the reverb and we've got all this bounce in here. It's a bit like Ableton's Freeze. Then another alternative is, what you can do is, for example, if you've got these this kick here or this snare, and this is the solution I like to use most usually, is that I make a track for the kick, which is this one here. And then if I want to sidechain this, I put this kick into a group, I name kick, and then I'm gonna set up a sidechain here, just a simple dynamics, get this from here, get the kick group master. And then basically I'm not gonna touch this master, so I'm gonna do all my processing on this instrument channel here inside. And then whenever I want to bounce this, I get it here, bounce it. Then I've got all the kicks bounced, and I deactivate this, and I do all my routing, so my reverb sends on this group here, so it stays intact for the bounce. That's one solution. Another solution is you can, if you like, for example, you can get this inside here, put another group in here. It's just important that you then bounce this group in place, and you'll have your kicks inside here. You can deactivate this channel, and then if you do some more processing, I don't know, put some EQ on here. Whatever, this is just for demonstration's sake. You can then just put this in another group, bounce it again, and you never touch this, so this remains intact with all the routing and all the inputs here. What I like to do is I prefer just using the method where I bounce to a new track, because no, not like this, like this. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, there you go. Audio 2, because it automatically names all of them. And then I can just deactivate this, bounce this again if I need to, and I see which version it is, and I just deactivate these, and I usually hide all deactivated tracks. So yeah, these are two different solutions, one's with a polygrid, one's with just grouping and doing all routing based on the group, and then bouncing inside of the group, which is the solution I usually prefer, because also I still have all these old versions here, so if I need to go back, I can just turn this on here. And yeah, is there anything else I wanted to say? Not really, I think. So yeah, that's just my personal solution to this problem, that bouncing and routing are sometimes a bit difficult to combine. So basically I do all my routings in groups, like this kick group, do all my sends here, make all my sidechains based on this group, and then leave this group like this, don't put any effects on here, do all effects inside, and if I need more CPU or something, I can bounce from here. So yeah, that's that. I'd be curious if you have any other solutions for this, because this is something that often comes up, especially when people start demanding something like Ableton's freeze and flatten, which doesn't really work in Bitwig and has some disadvantages. Although of course bounce in place also has lots of advantages. So yeah, this video is way too long already. See ya.